Welcome back to another episode of the Sarasota County Schools In Tune podcast. I'm Chris Parento, your host for this episode. It's hard to believe we're already nearing the end of January, but that means we're just days away from the start of controlled open enrollment, better known to many families as our school choice window. As we've covered in recent episodes, families now have more options than ever within our traditional public schools, and this year brings several exciting updates. Joining me today to walk you through the process, explain what these changes mean for you, and highlight the new choices available are Miss Millie Wheeler from our Office of School Choice, Dr. Megan Green, our Chief of Secondary Schools, and Miss Rachel O'Day, our Deputy Superintendent and Chief Academic Officer. Thank you all so much for being here. Ms. Wheeler, let's start with our controlled open enrollment window. Who can apply during this window, and what key information should families have ready if they want to request a school outside of their attendance zone?
The controlled open enrollment window will be available in the Focus Parent Portal beginning on February 2nd and running through March 2nd. Any resident in the state of Florida is eligible to apply during this window. If you're currently a Sarasota County Schools student, you can access that application directly in the Focus Parent Portal. And for families new to Sarasota County Schools, they will need to begin with the new student registration process. And once that piece is complete, they will also have access within the Focus Parent Portal.
We know there are some big changes coming in the district, not just with Welland Park High School opening for next school year, but also through the Future Focus Strategic Initiative. Let's talk about the K-8 transitions at Alta Vista, Brentwood, Gulfgate, and Wilkinson. First, do current fifth grade families at those schools have to submit an intent to stay at those schools for sixth grade next year? And second, if families at other schools like the K-8 model instead of the traditional middle school model, can they apply to choice into one of these upcoming K-6 schools for next year?
Current fifth grade families at one of those four schools will automatically roll. So if they're currently enrolled, their sixth grade enrollment will start at Alta Vista, Brentwood, Gulfgate, or Wilkinson. So there is nothing that those families would need to do if they would like to remain. And if additional families outside of those zones are interested in attending one of the K-8s, they can also apply during the controlled open enrollment window to attend any of the grade K through 6 at one of those schools.
Dr. Green, last year we opened Sky Ranch and saw strong interest from families across the district wanting to choice their students in at all grade levels. If there are families who are not zoned for Welland Park High School, do we anticipate there being space available for families to try to choice in?
Yes, we anticipate that there will be space for all grade levels. So families would just need to go through the school choice process to apply to go to school there.
I know there were a lot of questions about academic programming at Welland Park, mainly whether or not the advanced course programming would be up and running on day one. Can you give us an update on that and what it means for students currently in these programs at another school that are now zoned for Welland Park?
Sure. So initially we plan to have IB and to offer those courses at Welland Park. Unfortunately, IB was not authorizing schools for a pilot program outside of Florida, so we had to pivot to ACE, and so we are going to be offering ACE at Welland Park from day one for all students who are interested in taking those courses. The ACE classes, pre-ACE, will be offered in the 9th grade and 10th grade, and there will be a litany of other ACE courses that students can take to lead to an ACE diploma by the time that they graduate.
Ms. O'Day, last month on the podcast, we spoke with Dr. Johnson about the programmatic changes coming next school year for 6th grade at what is now Brookside Middle. Can you talk a little bit more about those offerings that are coming and what it looks like for a student who attends?
That's a great question. I'm really glad you brought it back up because there's a lot of excitement around what's coming. And I'm happy to share more because beginning next year, Brookside will officially be known as Gulf Coast Academy of Innovation and Technology at Brookside. And it will offer a truly innovative and future-ready learning experience for students. At Gulf Coast Academy, students will have access to programmatic offerings in machine learning and robotics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and esports and gaming. We have an exclusive partnership with the University of South Florida College of Cybersecurity and AI, which is the first college of its kind in the country. What makes this especially exciting is that this is not just a set of electives. It is a structured multi-year progression where each grade level builds on the previous year. So every year, the complexity and depth of content increases, intentionally preparing students for a highly engaging, in-depth year of study by the time they reach 8th grade. I want to provide you a high-level overview of what this progression will look like. In 6th grade, students will begin with a common exploratory foundation. That means all students will be introduced to the full range of pathways offered at Gulf Coast Academy. They'll learn the basics and get exposure to each of the program areas, helping them discover what they enjoy, what they're curious about, and where they want to grow. Then in 7th grade, students will have the opportunity to branch into multiple pathways based on their individual interest. This is where they begin to focus and go deeper into the area that excites them most, whether that's machine learning, robotics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, or esports and gaming development. And by 8th grade, students will engage in a capstone year, which is really the culmination of everything they've learned so far. During this year, students will focus on solidifying their expertise and skill development with the goal of being able to earn industry certifications and build strong preparation for what's to come next. Most importantly, this capstone year is designed to align students for a smooth and powerful transition to high school programs, particularly Polytechnical High School, where they can continue a path that connects directly to college and career opportunities.
With this 6th grade program next year being a district-wide magnet program and not a school with traditional attendance boundaries, will there be transportation provided for students who participate in the 6th grade program?
Transportation will be provided for our current 7th and 8th grade students, and we will also have district-wide transportation routes available for our inaugural 6th grade class. As the program continues to grow each year and a new 6th grade class enrolls, additional district-wide routes will be added annually to ensure families have access and students can attend. And ultimately, by the 28-29 school year, all grade levels at the school will be served through district-wide magnet transportation routes.
Ms. Wheeler, going back to the transition at Brookside Middle School, historically that school has had its own designated attendance zone. What happens to that attendance zone, and where will students who live within that now be zoned for?
Current 6th and 7th graders who attend Brookside now will automatically be grandfathered to remain at that school for 7th and 8th grade. Families who were previously zoned for a traditional middle school but who are currently zoned Alta Vista, Brentwood, Gulfgate, or Wilkinson for elementary will remain zoned to that school through 8th grade now. Additionally, there are a couple of small attendance zones who were previously zoned for Brookside that are now zoned for either McIntosh or Sarasota Middle.
Ms. O'Day, for the new magnet program, is there an eligibility criteria? And if so, has that been determined?
First and foremost, we are seeking students who have a true passion and interest in the program areas we are offering. We want students who are curious, motivated, and excited to learn and grow in these high interest areas. In addition to those interests, we are looking for a few key performance indicators as it pertains to academic performance. When it comes to something like a GPA, we're looking for students to have a minimum of a 3.0, which for most cases is considered a B average, specifically in their core subjects. We also expect no failing grades in 4th and 5th grade for students applying as 6th graders.
Dr. Green, as applications come in for students who want to be a part of the magnet program and they're reviewed on a case-by-case basis, what does that look like as we're trying to find students who best match the goals of the program and the rigor of the offerings?
So we will be reviewing applications for admissions and looking at multiple data points because we want our students to be set up for success in the new year. Those data points will include test scores, grades, attendance, discipline, to make sure that students are ready for this new school environment. We're also excited because we're going to be offering technology-themed courses. We're excited to match the passion of our students to the course offerings that we're going to have. So the most important thing is that students are ready on day one, and looking at their applications, that will give us a holistic picture of their readiness and make sure that their placement is appropriate.
And Dr. Green, we talked about the academic programs at Welland Park already, but what about athletics and other extracurricular activities? What's the status of those as we move towards the controlled open enrollment window and the start of next school year?
So Welland Park is a comprehensive high school, so they will be offering all of the traditional sports that you see on any of our other high school campuses. As far as the arts go, we will have all of the arts offerings, again, that you would find on a comprehensive high school campus. They are already outfitting the campus for that, for those spaces to be specially designed. In addition to athletics and the arts, there will be a lot of student clubs that students can access based on student interest, as well as CTE pathways that will lead to industry certifications and post-secondary employment. So some of those pathways include multimedia design, hospitality and tourism, computer science featuring AI and cybersecurity, entrepreneurship, engineering, and agri-technology. So we're very excited to offer these programs. Some of these have not been offered before, and so we think that students will be excited to take advantage of them.
So, Ms. Wheeler, I want to make sure we talk about this as well. This process isn't just limited to Welland Park High School or schools impacted through the Future Focus Strategic Initiative, nor is it limited just to families within Sarasota County, correct? If I'm a family that lives in Manatee County or Charlotte County and wants to apply to choice into any of our traditional public schools, first, can I? And second, once I'm placed at that school, do I have to reapply year after year after year for a school choice seat?
Yes, if you are an out-of-county family, you can absolutely apply during the controlled open enrollment process for an available seat at one of our schools. We certainly welcome them to participate in that process, and we do pride ourselves in trying to make seats available at every one of our schools to have that option for our families. If a student is awarded a seat in the controlled open enrollment process, they are eligible to remain at that school through the highest grade level that is offered, and they do not need to reapply annually.
Ms. O'Day, if there are families that may be interested in attending a school outside of their attendance zone, or maybe they're in a school other than one of our district managed schools currently, or maybe they even live outside of Sarasota County, maybe they live in Manatee County, maybe they live in Charlotte County, but they are interested in attending one of our schools, are they able to take a tour of the school they're interested in, and how would they set that up?
If there are families who may be interested in attending our school outside of their attendance zone, or even families who are currently enrolled in a school outside of our district managed schools, they are still welcome to tour one of our Sarasota County schools. In fact, we strongly encourage families, especially out-of-county families, to take advantage of this opportunity. It's a rare option to be able to explore and potentially attend one of Sarasota County's amazing schools, and we'd love to help families learn more about what we offer. Setting up a tour is very easy. Families can simply reach out directly to the school they're interested in, and the school will be happy to coordinate a tour, answer questions, and help them understand the programs, supports, and opportunities available. So again, yes, tours are available, and we truly encourage interested families to connect with their school of interest to get that scheduled.
Thank you all again for helping break down these important updates for our families. If you'd like more information about any of our schools, or if you're ready to begin the school choice application process, just visit SarasotaCountySchools.net and search School Choice. Thank you again for listening, and we hope you'll join us next time on the Sarasota County Schools In Tune podcast.